just in case of Yo apparently just having a contingency plan, possibly waiting for some sort of anti-air reinforcements there. Though a lot of turrets in the field now for Boxers. He's putting turrets all over the place, so he's now in a lot better defendable position. We're going to see what he actually decides to do. He still has, still has a large number of mules. He tries to micro them again, takes down one turret. One turret's going to go down. We're going to see what actually decides to focus on more. No, he's actually pulling back at this very moment. Meanwhile, rebuilding, putting down expansion in the lower left hand. Pretty good position. Didn't do too much economic damage. Did take out the 2 tanks. That's very important. So there's not going to be any heavy ground assault from Boxer now. Boxer, meanwhile, going to be forced to keep on getting those Goliaths, so that could be a chance. We're going to see where the Yellow decides to go for a sort of a 2-pronged attack, use more than one type of force. He still has some Hydras, producing Hydras at this point, possibly having enough Mules alongside those Scourge, enough to go around and continue trying to do some damage. He's actually going to run for the natural expansion here. We're going to see what actually goes for SCVs. What's he going to do? There are those Goliaths. Their Chimera boosters should be right at this point. Yeah, going to go for some SCVs. Going to try to get some SCVs kills in. Never mind the fire that's kept being laid on him. He's taking some heavy damage to those mules, but he just needs to get some economic damage done. Needs to try to keep Boxer on the back foot. He's losing quite a few mules as is doing this. Scourge, yeah, not just sitting there helping him out, possibly thinking of using the Scourge as a sort of a shield, trying to take some shots, but not being too successful. Just lost a few mules while taking out several SCVs. I'm not quite sure if that's a fair trade, really. He's trying to keep the pressure on Boxer, trying to make sure Boxer can't move out of his base, can't continue building up while he's trying to get his own bases going. Now he's transferring a lot of drones to the lower left-hand position. He's going to be on 3 bases, adding in yet another production hatchery there. And he has a very small number of mules at this point, so I'm not quite sure if he was very successful. He did do some damage, did take out several SCVs, but not quite sure if it's quite enough. And you can tell these players are playing kind of seriously now. There was some early chatting going on earlier in the game by Boxer, and now he's actually has mines with a few vultures planning out the field just outside the lower left-hand position, as well as close to the middle, just trying to control the map and get in the full-on spot. But you can tell these players are taking each other very seriously. They're old rivals. And when somebody's your rival, you have such respect for the other player. You might want to defeat them, but you have immense amount of respect for them. So you might be kidding around. This might be a non-serious game, but you still want to play a good game of StarCraft and try to defeat your rival. So there's always a little bit of that. Rivalries are truly, truly a beautiful thing. Let's see here. Yo, just gonna go around, clear up some mines, just to give himself opportunities to possibly expand later. Just trying to box in these vultures at the lower right hand, make sure they don't become any more troubles. Microing against some mines. He knows there are mines all over the place. Trying to micro against. Oh, loses 2 Hydras there. Not got microing tool against that. Needs some OV support. He has speed on those overlords at this point, so he should have an overlord with every single group. He has one second colony at the lower left hand that is going to help eventually clean out these vultures, but the vultures still going to manage to do quite a bit of damage. Several drone kills there. So beautiful distraction there by Boxer, getting those Hydras to move to the lower right hand to try to box in the vultures while he managed to sneak in several of his own. He has weapons and 1 upgrades on his ground forces. His mine's barely being bypassed there. If one mine managed to drag right into this gigantic Hydra, that'd be horrible. We're going to see what actually managed to happen now. Mine, oh, mine not going off. Apparently some Hydras being sent and just possible sacrifice, trying to drag in mines. 1 Hydra there, giving the ultimate sacrifice. More vultures just trying to plan around mines on the high ramp, and no overlords running into support. So these Hydras not really. No, never mind. I thought the overlords had speed at this point, but apparently I was wrong. Apologies about that. Trick of the light, I swear. Now more Mutas. Again, the Mutas trying to run and trying to pick something off, possibly try to do some damage to tanks, but the last of them all get taken down. Boxer, meanwhile, rebuilding a rather sizable tank force alongside his Goliaths. Again, Vulture's going to go for the low left hand. No Hydras in to support. These Vultures going to... Oh, man. Going to make some hack meat out of all of these drones. Drones, beautiful micro there. Oh, gets it. Drones managed to survive the Vulture, and wow, much less damage that would have been done. Beautiful micro there by Yellow to get his drones surrounding that one Vulture. Meanwhile, he's expanding the low right-hand position. So he's trying to take an overall hold. Has the lurkers on the field now, just trying to hold the middle closer to his own base. And he's already at hive take at this point, while he's adding a defiler round. Adding a defiler to his already nice retinue of forces would really help him out. As long as he manages to get this 4th base up and running while preventing Boxer from getting his own 3rd, he's going to be in a pretty good position. A lot of drones being pulled up. No! This is going to be horrible! Oh, man! This is going to be bad. This is going to be so bad. Oh, man. Goodbye, drones. Goodbye, drones. This is going to be a slaughter fest right here. Hydras. We're going to see what the Hydras managed to save the drones. A lot more drones, actually. Oh, man. A lot more drones actually managed to keep their lives than I thought. Only, I think, 2 drones lost their lives there. But I thought a lot more. And Vulture's now going to launch towards the low left-hand position, but the Hydra's waiting for them there as well. And Yellow losing even more to mines. These mines of Boxer really being a total pain in the ass. Even more now mines that Hydra's going to be running straight into, trying to micro against, but no. Death. Yeah. Boxer now apparently thinking moving out. He has nice force. He has some science vessels out. He has weapons 2 and armor 1 on all of his ground forces, with nothing but weapons 1 on the ground forces for yellow. Overall, not really paying attention to the upgrade war apparently, but that's going to give Boxer a huge advantage. Never mind playing Mech against Zerg, but having an upgrade advantage as Mech, just so strong, makes them so strong. These vultures just running around, planting mines, being annoying, killing out drones, managed to kill forces here and there. Goliath's going to prevent any sort of aerial force from coming in, while also supporting the ground forces. Tanks, of course, do what tanks do best. Kaboom. So at this point, Yellow just spreading out some lurkers over the place. So just have positions. Should really be thinking of getting some speed for those overlords. More Hydras. Going to try to pincer in some vultures. There are some mines there to support, but these vultures are going to go down alongside those mines. Only one single Hydra there going down. And apparently, finally, speed for these OVs. So finally, some mine cleaning going to be going on. Yellow going to finally be able to go around, clear the middle, give himself some much-needed maneuverability. Well, Boxer is now going to think of taking his third, and then we'll actually Scourge fly in there to spot that. We're going to see, could have actually flown those Scourge right into the command center as it was folded in just to do some damage to it for possible later purposes, but that's most likely not going to be the thing. You know, a Lurker's actually snuck in up the upper right-hand corner, and one Lurker's going to sneak in right this upper right-hand base. Nothing there to spot, and some of the SCVs are going to be in bad position. Some of the SCVs, you're not going to be able to mind. Scan goes off, the Lurker instantly dies, and the Lurker that was trying to range from the natural expansion also gets picked up pretty quickly due to science vessel support. Weapons 1 advantage, obviously allowing even vultures to attempt to, at some points, at least partially take on Hydralisks. Just planting down mines and then just engaging them from range. Now going to attack the lower right hand. There are 2 sunken there, but a lot of vultures are going to be able to penetrate. We're going to see how much he actually managed to get done. Several did die. I'm not quite sure how he managed many, trying to micro his forces around, but I think he lost quite a few more than he really wanted. Didn't do as much damage as he would have wanted to. I mean, but at this point, Boxer is at 3 bases against Yellow's 4, so it's pretty an even game so far. Although I feel, honestly, that Boxer has managed to disrupt Yellow quite a bit more than Yellow would have wanted. Yellow has still managed to keep up production. He has the followers in play alongside the Lurkers and the Hydras, so he has a pretty sensible force. He needs to keep his upgrades up. He needs to get his second Evo chamber up there, get his upgrades up as quickly as possible, because if Boxer's allowed to go 3-2 without a serious response underground from Yellow, Yellow's going to be in serious trouble. He's just not going to be able to counter. He has Carapace 1, Weapons 1. I assume he has his second Evo chamber by now. Has some Lurkers on the field, just desperately trying to prevent those forces from coming in. Lurkers are, of course, overall effective. Much more effective against Burning Green than they are against Mech, but still manage to prevent forces from doing too much. Mine's going to be put on the ramp all over the place. Now it just needs some detection for these siege tanks to do anything. Now Lurkers, most of the Lurkers and a few Hydras coming in from the north side as well. Dark Swarm coming up, so we're going to see Lurkers are going to barrel under that Dark Swarm, so some of these tanks are going to be forced to unsiege and try to run away for dear life. Some Moby's being attacked by those Goliaths, but the Lurkers again, not in Dark Swarm. The Lurkers are going to come in even closer, just trying to slowly edge up at this upper right-hand base, but I think there are going to be enough forces overall for Boxer to deal with this. He's desperately trying to put his siege tank up so he can attack that Dark Swarms. Make sure the Lurkers can do anything. Actually, running some Goliaths straight first into that tank as well. Slaughter. Missed micro there apparently from Boxer, and he knows it. Adding even more factories to trying to produce at a mass capacity. Still not much damage on the upper right hand. Lurkers, they're desperately trying to inch in close, but not quite managing. A lot of anti-air defense as a Boxer inside of his main. As you can tell, he's just might be afraid of a possible doom drop. With speed in the air, there of course is always a possibility against Zerg. Yellow has taken the upper left-hand base. There are vultures that are trying to do some massive damage. There is indeed, there's a reason Boxer was trying to get ready for this. Doom drop on the way. Dark Swarm, Lurkers burrowing all over the place. We're going to see how much supply Boxer loses here. They're not in line for the production.